Hey guys, this is Austin, and today I'm here with a review of the HTC One X Plus for AT&T. With a more powerful processor, 64GB of storage, and a bigger battery, let's see how it stacks up. First, the bad news. This is only a slightly tweaked upgrade from the standard One X. The good news is that the original One X was and still is an excellent phone, and this brings some nice improvements on top of that. Build quality is still very good, as the phone is made out of a single piece of polycarbonate coated in a soft touch finish. Up front, you'll find the 1.6 megapixel front-facing camera, along with the speaker grille and hidden notification LED. Below are your capacitive back, home, and multitasking buttons, and finally there's the 4.7-inch display. This is unchanged from the One X, and it's still among the best screens out there, only passed up by the HTC Dn't. Viewing angles are excellent, saturation is right on, and it gets reasonably bright. From the side, you can see the phone is slightly tapered, which gives it a nice look and feel in the hand. I'm not a big fan of the placement of the micro USB port, however, as it's a bit awkward but not a big deal. Around back, you'll see the 8 megapixel camera with LED flash along with Beats Audio branding and the speaker. It's reasonably loud, but it's very easy to cover up with a single misplaced finger when you're using the phone. Overall, besides a couple small nitpicks, the hardware gets a thumbs up for me. It's still one of the nicest Android phones out there to use. The HTC One X Plus is running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean with the HTC Sense 4 Plus skin. There are several improvements, including the addition of Google Now, which continues to get better and better. It's a step up from the One X and in general quite fast, but it does tend to drop frames occasionally, making it not quite as smooth as some of the latest Android phones. Sense itself isn't bad, but it still strikes me as being a lot heavier than it needs to be. The UI tends to be a bit bigger and display a lot more chroma than is necessary, and then some changes like the app switcher are just flat out slower and less intuitive to use than stock Android or even TouchWiz on the Galaxy S3 or Note 2. It's certainly not all bad, but I really do think Sense is in need of a redesign. The camera is unchanged and it remains a solid performer. Images often look like they're over sharp with jagged edges visible in areas of fine detail, but it does pull in a very nicely saturated and contrasty image. It's got a decent macro mode, and it's also quite quick at taking a shot, which I really appreciate as it allows me to get interesting shots I might miss otherwise. Powering the HTC One X Plus is an NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad-core processor clocked at 1.7 GHz along with 1GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. This is a moderate bump in speed from the One X, and it does deliver solid performance, but it is starting to fall off compared to the latest crop of Android devices. Call quality is quite good on the AT&T network, and it does have 4G LTE on board, although it hasn't rolled out in my area yet, so I did all of my testing on the still relatively fast HSPA Plus network. Unfortunately, the slightly larger battery doesn't deliver great battery life. Like the original One X, it will be enough to get you through a day of moderate use, but don't expect much more than that. The HTC One X Plus has a lot of things going for it. It's got a fantastic screen, good build quality, Android 4.1, and a relatively powerful quad-core processor. With solid options like the Galaxy S3 and even the original One X to compete with, the One X Plus is definitely worth a look, but it really isn't able to stand out. If you enjoyed, feel free to check out more reviews of great high-end smartphones here, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. With the screen approaching the size of 7-inch tablets, this really feels as big as a phone can get while still being pocketable. I never thought I would say this, but after using the Note 2, the Galaxy S3 seems tiny.